Good evening, everyone. Tonight we bring you a small card game we recorded at the end of last year. The Champion of the Wild. This is a card game where the players are dealt animals from a deck of cards and have to debate why their animal would be best at randomly drawn Olympic-style events before everyone votes to determine the winner. Hopefully you will enjoy listening to these coaches tell you why their animal is best in these hypothetical events. And if you would like us to record more episodes in future, let us know on social media. Till then, it's time to join myself, Belry, AJ, Nikolai, Daniel and John as we play The Champion of the Wild.
Welcome to Penance RPG does Champion of the Wild, Part 1. A lot of you that were at Dragon Meet will remember Champion of the Wild as the game with the animals and the events.
Oh, the game where I was robbed.
So, how this game will work is I will give you 4 animals into chat, which I will draw from this animal pile, and I will then ask one of you to choose an event, then I'll ask another of you to choose an event. Your job is to tell me and convince me which of these 4 animals would win these 2 events best. And the deciding vote will... Dragon, are you wanting to play or you want to be on the vote?
I'm happy to do either. What would you prefer?
Then I will give you 5 animals and you can choose 2 events and I will let you all debate this.
Okay.
So
we all get all of the animals and then we get to decide which one we want to argue.
Right.
Yep. You get to choose which one you want.
It's like the salesman thingy, right?
It sounds like it should be similar, yes.
Yeah, you choose product and why it would sell, or something like that.
Oh,
so,
snake oil.
Snake oil salesman, that's one, yeah.
Your choices for animals are... You can each choose to allocate one before we start, or you can just do them randomly. It's up to yourselves. The Emperor Penguin, the Giant Manta Ray, a horse, a giraffe, and a fruit bat.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a good range.
So, do you each want to take one for yourselves, or are you wanting just to do it as random?
I feel like it should be randomly dealt.
Random should be nice, I think, yeah.
Random.
Okay. So, each of you roll a d5 and see which number you get. Belry gets the fruit bat.
I've got the Emperor Penguin.
Okay, Dragon gets a penguin. Oneida gets the giraffe. Let's see.
Oh, don't leave me the pony. It'd be divine justice for me to get the pony.
Fine, John can get the manta ray. AJ gets a horse.
I can work with a horse.
So, you all familiar with which animal you have?
Yes.
Manta ray, yes.
So, please, somebody choose me an event between endurance, speed, power, and technical.
Power.
Speed.
Okay, so we have power and we have speed. That's the 2 we choose for this time. So, you all have your animal. The events you have to argue why your animal is best at. I'll read them both and then we'll discuss them. A hot dog eating contest. Animals must eat as many hot dogs as possible in 1 minute. Animals then ranked according to total weight of food consumed. Veggie hot dogs are available on demand.
Is it weight of food just
Consumed.
flat weight, or is it weight in proportion to weight?
It's weight of food consumed.
It's a flat rate.
And
it's not proportional.
the second event is the Crystal Maze Fandom. Animals have 2 minutes to catch or eat as many golden tickets as possible in a dome filled with high-powered fans.
Right.
So,
Okay.
they are your 2 events. Who wishes to begin on the hot dog eating contest?
No.
Well, I can start at the hot dog eating contest.
Okay,
no problem.
go.
Yeah, I mean, since I have a giraffe, I mean, have you seen the long neck of a giraffe? I mean, it can eat like, and now we're talking veggie hot dogs, of course, since
You could
Yeah,
stack
they are
them
very-
up down there, couldn't you? You could stack them
Yeah.
in a line.
I can stack in the throats. I mean, before the giraffe is even like feeling it's sort of full, it will have eaten like 200 times more hot dogs than any of the other animals, easily, just because it does take so long time for the hot dogs to actually go down the throat. to actually reach the stomach. So I mean, it's a dead win for the giraffe there.
Okay, we've heard from the giraffe. Who's next?
See, I think that the penguin would do really well at this. Because they tend to eat, well, they catch and eat fish. So they eat fish by literally just throwing their head back and swallowing them whole. So just think how many hot dogs they could get through. Because each of the hot dogs have got much less substance to them than fish. So they'll be able to get through a huge number of hot dogs very quickly. And they're used to having to burn energy really quickly as well, so they won't get as full.
Interesting. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, sure. A manta ray. The manta rays are quite flat, so yeah. I know the object of the game is to try and talk into how good my animal would be at eating hot dogs, but I'm a bit hard pushed with a manta ray, to be fair. I think it may struggle slightly. Yeah.
It'll do better than the fruit bat.
It'll do better than the fruit bat, that's for sure.
That is slander.
But
Just to
I mean,
say,
they've got quite big mouths, so that they could wolf them down pretty quick. But
I mean, a giant manta ray does weigh 1,160 kilograms.
That's quite big, yeah. I didn't really put much emphasis on giant, but now you've said that, okay. They've got very big mouths as well, so you could probably hoover quite a lot up. Especially in water as well, you could just kind of suck the water through its gills, it'd hoover them up pretty fast, so I reckon it'd beat the rest on speed, but capacity, they're pretty big. I reckon he's in for a good shout, actually. I've talked myself around now. Yeah.
Well, I will say that apart from the giraffe, which does weigh in at 1,438 kilograms, you have the second heaviest animal after the giraffe.
Yeah, the giraffe could probably eat an emperor penguin as well while eating hot dogs. So.
I will say the emperor penguin weighs in at a flimsy 38 kilograms, so it's
I'm
probably
pretty
not
sure that a giraffe's mouth is incapable of opening wide enough to do that.
Yeah, I think it'd struggle with an emperor penguin, to be fair.
Well, they're not that big, no.
Okay, well, we haven't heard from the fruit bat yet.
So, fruit bats kind of look like dogs with wings, right?
Yep. Really small dogs.
They weigh in at 310 grams.
Yeah,
But
tiny wee dog.
yeah, but have you ever seen a dog eat a hot dog?
Yes, I have.
adorable.
I have.
It's adorable, and I think that the fruit bat will win on empathy and in a moral sort of victory.
It'll
Like,
win
he's
hearts
trying.
more than mine.
Yeah, and really, he's trying despite the
that's
fact
brilliant.
that he knows he's clearly beat, and surely he deserves points for trying.
Yeah.
This is the Animal Olympics. There is no place for
Exactly.
such cheating, such
It's not
underhand
cheating.
tactics.
Be
No,
gone.
This is the X factor of animals.
Be gone, fruit bat.
In which case, actual talent means nothing, and it's based entirely
Okay.
Yeah.
on empathy.
Just imagining a fruit bat trying to eat the hot dog at all is just
This
like,
fruit
yeah.
bat lost his parents when he was very young. He's getting the sympathy vote.
Okay, so we're just waiting to see what the horse has to say. So, how would a horse get on in a hot dog eating contest?
Pretty well.
How so?
You ever seen a horse go to town? Oh, you said veggie hot dogs were available.
Veggie hot dogs are available.
I'm assuming, provided they're made of like compacted like hay, I think we all know a horse is going to do pretty well on those.
Do you get compacted hay veggie hot dogs? Just
it would
asking.
be supplied for and thing. It's all about quantity. They'd all be the same weight.
Yeah. I mean, horses are known to be, hungry as a horse. That's not the saying, is it? I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Okay, forget
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you can sort of imagine a horse going to town on some stuff, right?
No.
Nope.
Well, yeah, but you've got a vested interest in not agreeing with me. I feel like if you get a horse, like, riled up enough and, like, put a line of veggie hot dogs, it's going to have a good time.
But is it going to win?
I'm not sure that's the same as eating most of them.
Well, no, it's going to eat them in the process of having a good time. Like, what did you think it was going to do? Like, it's not going to look at them and go, well, I'm thoroughly enjoying looking at this line of hot dogs.
Yeah, that sounds like much more like a horse, actually. Just, no, this food isn't good enough for me. I'm gonna go eat some hay instead.
Well, that's where you got to get it riled up first. You know, get it like super pumped to the idea that like this is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I think you have to actually start for it to do that. But
Okay. So we've heard round 1, and we go on to round 2. Round 2 is, as we said before, the fan dome, which is the animals have 2 minutes to catch or eat as many golden tickets as possible in a dome filled with high-powered fans. So, why would you win this contest? And this time we will start with the fruit bat.
Look, right, Fruit Bat has been dealt a hard lot in life. Sure, he's used to be in the air, but these fans are pretty powerful and he's not very light. But Fruit Bat has trained all his life for this moment, along with eating the fruit hot dogs. And really, doesn't that just bring a tear to your eye?
No, not really.
Also, he's got like spiky bits on the bottom of his wings that he can like get tickets stuck to him as he's being blown around in the fan room.
yeah,
I don't imagine he does well in the fan room.
Are you just modifying his anatomy just to suit your...
Oh, they have little pointy bits on the bottom.
They've got claws, yeah, but...
Yeah, that's the thing I meant.
Well, I mean, that's just gonna make him stuck to one of the fans and just he won't
No,
get the
because
golden
the
tickets on
fan's
fan.
so strong that he's just getting blown around with all the tickets. So he impacts the tickets and his claws grab the tickets because they
Oh,
get stuck
wow.
on his claws. And he looks really cute when he does it because he's just this little bundle of like tickets and it's like, oh, it's so cute. He looks like a tiny dog with wings.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still trying
You
to win the
don't
hearts
win
and
points for being cute.
Nope. I'm
Have
just.
you seen X Factor? This is the X Factor of...
It's not the X
Competition.
Factor.
No,
I will
it's not.
say that
This is the Krypton Factor.
the biggest problem the manta ray is having is there is no water provisions for this.
Nope.
So
Oh,
manta ray
no.
has to somehow get out of the water to catch
But-
the tickets.
Oh no.
But he can hold his breath really well. He's been
Animals that-
practicing
Yeah.
holding his breath.
Lying on
And
the-
he's got
lying-
huge fins which act pretty much like wings, so he could sail around that dome like Concorde.
I feel like as
Plus,
well...
plus one,
horse and
plus
giraffe.
1 bone.
Horse and giraffe are probably too big to fit in the dome.
I think my Emperor Penguin's in with a good shout after listening
Oh
to
no,
all
no,
of
no,
this.
no, no.
To be
Not at
fair.
all.
Oh yes,
No, no, no.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, the penguin's just gonna stand there at the bottom and still like, oh my god, and the ticket will be flying around in the air. Where are the big?
Penguin is short. I will
the
give
big-
you Penguin is short.
Yeah.
But they're incredibly dexterous. They have fantastic accuracy.
Well, there isn't a trampoline in there, just so you know.
He doesn't need it. Blowing
course he
through,
does.
he'll be able to go round near the bottom of the dome quickly enough
Well, there won't be
that
any
he'll be
golden
able to
tickets
catch
there.
all of them fine.
No, they're flying around in there. This
Yes,
is clear.
they're not
this
all flying around at the top of the dome.
Oh, of course
It's
they are.
mixed throughout the air.
And since my giraffe has been eating them all up in the air, since he's just standing there picking them up, there won't be any left on the ground for your penguin.
I
Just so
don't
you know.
think giraffes react very quickly.
Also,
I don't
they
know what their colour vision is like.
Of course they do.
they probably reset it after each round, though, right? It's not.
I'd
Yes,
imagine.
they will.
Yeah.
Also, what is Emperor Penguin going to use to pick up not those fucking flippers?
He doesn't need to. He can catch them in his
It has
mouth.
a beak. Yeah,
You can eat them. That still counts.
I'll have
does,
to give
yes.
you that.
I'm not really sure how they're going to count them after they've been eaten, but yes.
Count how many's left over.
Yeah. Well,
That
I'm
doesn't
thinking.
sound very accurate to me. But
I'm thinking that the giraffe has like been rubbing up against a tree, so he's really, really static before he goes in. So he will just
That
like
is very
everything will just stick to him, like the long neck and everything. It was just, he will be covered in golden tickets. So yeah.
that sounds quite unethical to me.
Well, just because you don't reach up to the tree to rub yourself against it, so yeah.
No, I don't tend to need to rub myself against things to win.
So, have we heard from the horse?
No, I mean, hear me out on this one. This isn't the horse's strongest suit, being in a glass dome full of loud noises and flying stuff. On the other hand, though, that means that horse is sweating quite a bit. You know, because he's going a bit, he's going a bit crazy. So as all the stuff is falling, it's sticking to the side. No, you know, no tree rubbing needed. And I realise this is going to sound like I'm repeating myself, but if you get that horse really riled up, And he's gonna, he's gonna be bucking. He's gonna be kicking holes in the glass, or at least trying to. But he's gonna be getting sweaty and sticky, and that money's just gonna stick to him like.
Do horses sweat all
sticky
over?
money. Sorry.
Do horses
Yeah,
sweat all over?
they actually do. They do.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Have we heard from everyone?
I feel like we're ignoring the
Yes.
major issue that horses and giraffes wouldn't fit through that tiny door.
Look,
No,
Yes.
we're missing the
that
giant
could be
manta ray
missing.
actually.
The manta ray is a lot bigger than the horse. Incidentally,
Also,
if anybody in future rounds wants the weight, dimensions of their animal, please let me know because I have them on this card here.
I think if you really wanted it, you could get a horse into that
Nah,
chamber.
like people have to duck down to get through the hole. You're not going to fit a horse in.
Horses can duck pretty low.
Well, I mean, in that
Probably.
case, if it's a glass dome like that, I mean, the fruit bat would just be bouncing off the glass on the outside, so there would be no tickets for you.
Echolocation, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't work on glass.
Okay, so
Oh dear.
it would be an anonymous vote.
How on earth do you choose?
I would like everyone to write into, let's say, the dice channel, their answer, but not hit return yet.
Can you vote for your own? Can you only
Nope.
vote for other
You
people?
can only vote for other people.
Okay.
Everyone will say, and as I said now, I'll get John to speak his.
Okay.
So the first one was the hot dog eating.
No,
Yes.
no, it's overall.
What?
It's overall.
What was
Oh.
the point in... Oh, okay.
It's overall
Oh.
which one you think would win after listening to everyone else.
Oh, gold.
Remember, a vote for fruit bat is a vote for morality.
It's a vote for the status quo, is what it is.
So,
And what's wrong
everyone
with the
write your
status
answers
quo?
into the dice channel, please. Once we have a confirmed from everyone, we will ask you to fire and we will get the results. Who has
Okay.
convinced you that they would win a hot dog eating contest and the
Golden tickets.
fandom?
Is there any way that the manta ray could be in water at the base of this?
They could be in water at the base, but the dome wouldn't be full of water.
Okay. Right.
Is everyone prepared to vote?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Yes.
I still think penguin's the best.
Okay.
Well, you're wrong, because it's clearly fruit bat.
okay.
It's clearly
So,
horse.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Giraffe.
Fuck you all.
So the
That's
combined
giraffe.
vote is
Giraffe.
two votes for giraffe, one for horse, one for manta ray, and one for penguin. The giraffe wins.
Yes.
And the fruit bat gets no votes.
You
They were
professor
not
is
good
all,
contests for the
yous are
fruit
all
bat.
heartless bastards.
Just that the fruit bat didn't get a vote is a win
Sorry,
in
sir.
itself. So
Okay, so we go to round 2, which is the same kind of thing, only this time we're going to change system because last time was a bit fuckery. You will all choose a number between 1 and 5. You will tell me the number and I will allocate you an animal once you have all chosen a number between 1 and 5.
3.
So, all of you announce your numbers now.
2,
1.
3.
3,
Okay, John, please
Conflict.
choose 4 or 5.
4.
Okay, that leaves Lenida with 5.
yes.
So, Belry 1, Dragon 2, AJ 3, John 4, Lenida 5. Your animals are number 1, hippo, number 2, ostrich, number 3, the basilisk lizard, number 4, the duck-billed platypus, and number 5, the kangaroo.
Duck-billed platypus.
Wow. Okay.
So-
I'm an ostrich.
Again, I need a selection between... Actually, we'll do endurance and technical, because we'll do a flip over from last time.
Yeah.
So, your rounds. To argue, would you like them both first? Or would you like only one first and then the other?
I
Or
think
would you
one
want
first
Do
and the other.
them one at a time.
one first
first.
and the other? Okay.
Yeah.
Let us start with the technical. Your technical...
Oh no.
Your technical
That's a bad
challenge is coach carry. The
What?
animals must lie motionless and the coaches must move them as far as possible in 30 seconds. The furthest
What?
forward part of the body is measured. So the coaches must move the animal.
Okay, with no like propulsion or anything.
Nope.
No, you have to... You can push the animal, you can pick it up and run, but the animal cannot do anything of its own speed. It has to be you doing it.
So me as a person.
Yep.
Are carrying
Oh.
a kangaroo.
So not a coach is in like a bus.
No.
That's
No.
what I thought you meant.
No, it's one of these plumber things, you know, where we have a
I-
carriage.
I will just give you the weights of each animal, just so you know, just in case it's important. The hippo weighs in at 3,751 kilograms.
Good luck with that.
The ostrich
Don't
weighs
fact shame.
132 kilograms. The basilisk lizard weighs 180 grams. The duck-billed
good for the
platypus
basilisk.
aims 1.8 kilograms. And the kangaroo weighs 79 kilograms.
So let me just be clear on this. This is a coach with wheels. It's not a sofa.
That's a couch.
That's a couch.
It's a couch. Yeah, thank you. Just
Well,
Double
It's
check.
how far can you yourself move this animal, and who would win? So
I feel sorry for number 3, quite frankly, because they're going to get turned to stone.
So we will start with the hippo.
Right. So,
Oh.
right. So just because the hippopotamus is a bit bigger, that doesn't mean it's unhealthy. This is society that's decided that being this big is unhealthy, and you're fat shaming the hippopotamus. What you don't understand is that it lives in the water where it's muddy and it's very slippery. So I'll just slide it along the floor on into mud, I guess.
I see. So how far do you think you could move a hippo? Given
10
let's
kilometers.
say the time scale is 30 seconds. The time scale was actually mentioned.
What
Let's
was
say
that?
30 seconds. How far could you move a hippo in 30 seconds?
Well, me personally, I could probably move it about 11 kilometers. Because hippopotamuses are just that slippery. Also, you've got to also factor in the fact that a hippopotamus is quite long, so even like the furthest part away is going to be kind of far away.
Hippopotamus are indeed 4 meters long.
Yeah, so like you're already starting at 4 meters. So what's another like 10.0?
You'd have to put it end over end to get it that
Yeah,
4 meters.
But what's another 10.94 meters?
9
Quite a
96
long way when you're
meters.
trying to carry a hippopotamus, I imagine.
I'm not carrying it, I'm sliding along on its slippy mud.
Is there any mention of mud made in the parameters for the
On
event?
the parameters, no.
No, but
And
it's a
depicted
simple.
on a grassy ground.
wasn't it
It's a
just a
simple
coach?
fact. It's a simple fact of hippopotamuses that they're always covered in slippery mud.
But what about
Everybody-
mud
not
rat?
true. That's not true.
Everybody
in
who
any
knows
way.
anything. Anyone who knows anything about hippopotamuses knows that.
But what about
No,
people dry
it's
out?
not. Yeah.
No,
Since it's not in water, it's not slippery. So
It's very slippery. It's the
Yeah.
slipperiest. Look, I'm clutching at straws here, guys. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm thinking you probably wouldn't be able to move it at all. But since you got a wheel on the coach, I guess you could just move it a little bit if you're really strong.
Is the coach actually some sort of wheeled vehicle, or does it just
No.
refer to ourselves
No!
as we are
The
coaching the
coach
animal?
is you.
Okay, just
The
making
coach
sure.
is you.
You're the
thought so.
coach.
I
Who
thought
has
so.
trained the animal?
Wait, that's okay. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm
that
super
kind of
buff.
coach. Oh, okay, I was thinking of a carriage. You know, a coach.
No.
So was I at first, to be fair.
Yes.
No. You
okay.
are the coach.
So weird person. Yeah.
In conclusion, slippery mud.
Okay, let us
Okay.
hear from the ostrich next.
Okay, so I have two possible methods of doing this. One is to pick the ostrich up and have it on my back, I think, and then
Like
it
a
can
fireman's
do-
lift.
Yeah, well, it can have more like a piggyback,
Could you
and it
lift?
can then have its wings like under my arms to hold on as I run.
Could you lift a 132 kilo bird?
Nope.
With enough training, I certainly could.
So
Of course I could.
We're presuming that we're all really big bodybuilders that can lift yeah.
Well, I'm
Nope.
assuming if our animals have trained for these events, so have we.
Well, I mean, the animal's just lying on the ground, like lifeless. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And in fairness, what I could do is, as long as I get as far as possible, just before the timer runs out, I set the bird down and then get it to stretch out. Like, stretch out its wing.
So you get it to like ball when it starts and then stretch when it's at the end.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
That's how I would win.
Is that
Totally.
your... Okay. Next we have the basilisk lizard.
Okay, I reckon I could get it about 200 meters. Let me run you through my calculations on this. So, the average human running speed is between 10 and 15 miles an hour. I'm a little bit, but I reckon I could put on a bit of speed if I need to. So 13 miles an hour is 5.81152 meters per second. I've got 30 seconds to do it, so that takes me up to 174.3456 meters. And it's only a little thing. I reckon I could probably chuck it 25 meters.
So your plan is to like run and then shot put it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Quite plausible, yeah.
Well, it is only 9 centimeters high, so...
Yeah, I reckon I could do that.
I'm sure it can fly, right?
It could glide, probably.
No, that's
Oh,
what
no,
high
actually,
wings.
don't.
Nope.
But
Nope.
you've got to make sure it
Embarrassing.
doesn't. You've got to make sure it doesn't look at you.
It's fine, I can speak parcel tongue.
Okay. Then we have the duck-billed platypus.
Right, well, the duck-billed platypus isn't very big, and it isn't very heavy, so I reckon I could just pick this up, put it in my pocket, pretty much, and just leg it.
But
So-
what if the duck-billed platypus?
Good luck
gets
catching
you?
me with your hippo.
But what if he gets you with his deadly poison feet?
Well,
and you
he's
die
not
of
going to.
poison?
He's my friend. He's not going to do that.
He's a well-trained platypus.
Exactly. So, see you later, hippo boy. I'm off.
Right,
I've heard worse arguments in this game.
I feel like I've gotten very poor hands in this game.
Kind of have.
Well, that brings us to the kangaroo.
Yes, well, it's only a 79 kilo kangaroo, so I'm thinking, what you call it, a sledge throw? So yeah, I just pick it up by the tail and spin around really quickly and just throw it really far, and then just run up to it and do another one, and I will probably get like 300 or 400 meters with mine. Yeah.
You reckon you can sledge throw a 79 kilo kangaroo through your
Of
blood?
course.
And then run up to catch to it in lightning speed and do it again.
No, I don't have to catch it, I just have to pick it up. And kangaroos are really springy, as you know. So they will probably bounce a bit as well, when they land.
Right, okay.
Yes.
This is where I point out
Definitely.
that actually all of us are animal lovers and would never actually harm an animal trying any of this.
I would push a hippopotamus across the ground on its slippery mud.
Yeah, you wouldn't push a hippo anywhere
Yeah.
at all.
So,
No, you'd struggle there.
so we
And
will...
plus, they're really aggressive, and it'd probably bite you with
probably
his
try
big
and-
tusky mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not an animal you want to piss off.
That
No,
is slander
not at all.
again. Why do people keep slandering my animal?
We will do a vote then, so please again vote in Dice Channel, so please prepare your vote. Who has convinced you of their answer the most?
This is only for one event, isn't it?
For one event.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Basilisk.
Supremacy. The extra throw at the end got me over.
Yeah.
Totally.
So, the Basilisk Wizard wins round 1, but will it win round 2?
Basilisk what?
Blizzard.
Yeah.
The Basilisk Blizzard.
Short for Blizzard.
Yes.
It did sound
On the
very-
note of Blizzard,
God.
part 2 is endurance, and the question is, who would win in a race across Antarctica? Animals race from one coast of Antarctica to the other via the South Pole, which is 1,234 kilometers.
There is a sea route available this time, though.
There is,
That's
yes.
important.
Also, there's a cafe at the South Pole you can stop at because there's a research station there.
So, we will do it in reverse order this time, so we'll start with the kangaroo. Why
Well,
would the
yeah.
kangaroo win?
It's easy peasy. Because it wouldn't be hindered by the snow. We'll just bounce along and just keep the warmth up and just bounce really, really quickly and just don't bother about the snow in any way. So it's a dead win for the kangaroo this
I
time.
mean, kangaroos that usually come from warm countries and probably never seen snow in their lives before.
Blazingly
Yeah.
hot, one might say.
Exactly. Especially since, crawling lizards in deep snow in cold weather. No, we'll be fine. It's
No need to throw shade.
it's a warm-blooded animal, and we'll just keep the warmth up with jumping. It's cool. It's gonna win
Okay.
so hard.
So it will
Yeah.
stay warm by jumping.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so...
They don't have hugely, heat retaining fur.
Well, in that speed, it won't matter because they will. When you run, you get warm. So
It'll be like a block of ice.
Well, blocks of ice don't jump, so that's negative.
So, Mr. Platypus, how would you win?
Well, platypuses are excellent swimmers. It's quite small and nimble, so it could probably get down little ice blowholes and stuff. But I reckon he's in for a good shout.
Yeah.
They're quite insulated with the fur as well.
When it turns to ice in the water, yeah, that's true.
It'd be that fast that it just wouldn't turn to ice.
No, exactly. Just as the kangaroo wouldn't turn to ice. Yeah, exactly.
It'd be fine.
It is just the kangaroo would go much faster than the platypus, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You should have had your penguin now, Dragon.
I know.
You'd clean up with the penguin. Definitely.
I know. I'm really sad I don't have the penguin. So, how would the basilisk lizard do?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's not looking particularly bright for the basilisk lizard. Looking at a map of Antarctica, the quickest way to get across from the shortest distance is sort of setting off from.
You are actually doing some kind of research into this, aren't you?
I have 2 monitors.
We already have a distance though, so you can't cheat.
I'm not cheating. He just said South Pole through.
No, he actually said the distance as well.
Did he? I didn't hear that. What was it?
1,400 kilometers or something like that.
That's actually helpful. Okay, so
yeah.
Basilisk lizard has been known to run up to 11 kilometers an hour.
Well,
in short bursts, sure.
Yes. I'm thinking
when it's
sort of Belry here. You know, just like turning all the snow into stone and then running at it instead.
That would be amazing.
If it ran flat out at 11 kilometers an hour, it would take 127 hours to get across Antarctica. But the problem I'm running into is the basilisk lizard is from Central and South America.
Yeah.
From the rainforest. So I feel like maybe Antarctica is not going to be like its strong point. It's not exactly adapted to life.
It's going to be the competition of ice blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is
being exothermic, it's going to struggle.
Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is it gets some kind of like puffy jacket.
You could actually ride with the kangaroo.
Yeah. But then who wins the race then?
Yeah, probably the kangaroo since the snout is longer, the nose is longer.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
But you would get there safely though. A good second place is never bad.
Look, I'm not optimistic about this one, guys. But I do have to. I know I have to argue my thing. So I'm gonna say how it does it is it's gonna stow away on a helicopter from the research its way to the South Pole research station. Because it's a little bit warmer in the helicopter. It's still chilly, but you can hang out near the engine cowling and just pick up a bit of excess heat that way. I haven't got a good plan for this one.
Well, in fairness, up next is the ostrich. So, yeah. Well, the ostrich is warm-blooded, so it's got that advantage over the basilisk lizard. But otherwise, I really don't know how it would manage this. I mean, its wings could help against the relentless Antarctic winds, and they're very, very good runners, and they use their feet to hunt and kill prey.
All true.
So,
long legs. Yeah.
Yeah, so those things are good. I think I would need to develop a very high-tech, sophisticated thermal gear for it to wear. Needs like a big scarf for its neck and individual legs to stop its legs getting too cold.
Yeah, 80s leg warmers.
Yeah, but with them, I think it's got a half-decent shout. It's a very good runner.
So an ostrich in leg warmers.
Yes.
Okay. Doable.
And now,
The hippo.
the hippo is allowed to swim.
So I actually think you guys have got this all the wrong way. You guys are thinking this of a contest of speed when it is in fact a contest of endurance. A hippo has a lot of fat on it, so it's well insulated against the cold, and it also provides an energy store, so it will have the necessary, calories and heat cold resistance to actually trek, and it'll keep passing you guys as little frozen icicles. And while you guys are trying to be the rabbit, when in fact it was the hippo turtle that will win the race.
Tortoise, maybe?
Right,
Well,
whatever the fable is.
it's an interesting argument, and you do put up a couple of good cases, but you don't actually ever find hippos in the Antarctic, so I think that kind of blows a big hole in your
Sorry,
argument.
I forgot about all of the duck-billed platypuses you find in the Antarctic.
You don't find them because they're so fast and they swim under the ice. You don't rarely see them.
I would suggest that the hippopotamus is biologically the most well suited to the environment.
I would argue against that.
I would argue against that then, yeah.
question that because of just how cold it is in comparison to their natural environment.
Yeah, but
Especially
everyone
in the
else-
water, because in the water you lose heat much faster.
Yes.
To be fair, we all come from hot places, and hippopotamuses don't have to be in the water.
No. You could.
Hippopotamuses can be on land.
How quickly will your hippo cross as a land crossing?
That doesn't
when it
matter.
doesn't have any or very little fur or hair.
It
Yep.
doesn't matter
For heat
how
insulation.
quickly he does it, because he's going to be the only one that makes it, because you guys will all be frozen.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I
Are
can
you
guess
sure?
that he probably
Yes.
would eat the platypus, but other than that, it's just no.
Hippopotamus is
At-
the tortoise to your hair, and Aesop knew what was going on.
Well, no.
Are you going to
It's-
call
it's-
Aesop a liar?
It's gonna be a big icicle really
It's highly
quickly.
figurative.
Those were literal
I
stories.
mean, it's pretty figurative.
Okay, so it's time to vote. So, into the dice channel, please.
Oh, why didn't I
I
have
can't
a
even-
penguin this time?
I'm not even sure I know which way to go on this one.
I mean,
I know.
I have an idea which one should win, but I can't vote for that one, just saying.
What were all the animals again?
Kangaroo, platypus, lizard,
Ostrich.
and hippo.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Ostrich. Just because I want to see it in leg
Wow.
warmers.
So we have a
Platypus.
tie.
I was in the wrong chat, and also you're all wrong.
So we have a
Is it
tie.
draw between the platypus and the ostrich?
So
Yep.
the platypus
Wow.
and the ostrich both tie on this one.
It should have been hippopotamus, just saying, guys.
So we
you're a
asked
bad
the one
loser.
that tied, which is Belry.
I'm just joking.
Which one do you think would win of a platypus and an ostrich, Belry?
I want to say platypus because it has a smaller surface area to volume ratio, and therefore will lose heat at a lower rate.
That is accurate.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's the key concern.
No, I'm not.
No,
Right.
but
So we move into our third and potentially final round looking at the time.
yeah.
So the third round, again, you will be choosing animals. So again, if I could have everyone decide on number 1 to 5, please.
The night I won.
John 2.
3 for Belry.
4 for me.
5 for dragon.
It's going to be an interesting one this time, considering what animals were drawn.
Oh dear. Because it hasn't been up till now.
No, not at
Oh,
all.
it's going to be it's going to be weird this time.
Oh.
It's been super straightforward up to this point.
Yeah.
Nikolai says it's going to be weird.
Right. So
Yeah, then you know it's going to be weird.
animals this time we have. Number 1 is a killer whale, number 2 is a tarantula, number 3 is a honeybee, number 4 is a mosquito, and number 5 is Thompson's gazelle.
Buzz bitches.
Right. Okay.
And this time, because it's the final round, we have team. So there were 2
Oh, no.
team challenges. You will have a team of your animal.
So I have a team of bees. I have a
team
of
swarm of bees.
And Oneida has a team
No.
of killer whales, yes.
Yep.
I have a herd of gazelles.
Oh
that could
dear
work.
God.
Welcome to Podcast, the #1 killer whale podcast.
So I have a load of tarantulas.
No, you have 2. You have 2.
Yep,
I
well,
think.
it's 2, and then I think it's 5. But I will do 2 first. So, your first round on your team of animals is ballroom dancing, Two animals dance to music in a large ballroom with their chosen dance style. Expert judges score the routine based on technical difficulty and execution.
Holy shit.
Okay.
So, starting with the killer whale.
An
Yes,
underwater setting is available. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, you have all seen synchronized water dancing. This is the killer whale style of it.
So what,
I mean,
what kind of song would they dance to, and what dance would it be?
Well, it would be like a hot Latino salsa song, you know, just shaking those fins in a super synchronized, you know, just waving them around the flippers and just giving off these nice sounds, because the sounds of killer whales are almost like the whistle, you know, the whistles they use in salsa music a lot, along with the drums. So it's going to be hot as and blowing up some steam through the blowholes at the same time, just really synchronized, and just flipping their fins, and then just doing, you know, they always do some somersaults and stuff like that in salsa as well. They swing around each other, and so I mean, you can just imagine it in front of you. They're just this perfect routine, and we don't endorse keeping killer whales closed in closed spaces. You know, they have to be living free outside in the water. But just for this event, they will be in the ball.
I believe there was a movie
water.
about that.
Yeah, Free Willy, I think it's called.
I'm not familiar.
It's not the adult version.
It's called Strictly Willy. It's a song about how ballroom dancing managed to free some whales.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you can see it.
I can see them being an excellent synchronized swimming routine.
Well, you know, they just flip their end tails, so they're like up on the water, above the water, dancing together. I mean, you see dolphins do it all the time. So just see bigger versions of dolphins, killer whales doing it. And I mean, they have the frock on. They're black and white, you know. They have actually dressed for the occasion as well. I mean, the judges are going to go nuts over this, definitely.
I see. Okay.
That was a ridiculously good argument for orcas doing ballroom dancing.
Next, we have tarantulas. Surely spiders are good at dancing.
Right. Okay. So
all those legs, how could they go wrong?
they'd obviously do some kind of quick step. They would be lightning fast. How am I supposed to describe spiders dancing? I don't know. I'm really at a loss for words. I don't know. I'm sure they'd be excellent dancers, but I can't for the life of me think why or how it would happen. Okay. So you're just gonna have to skip.
I see. Okay.
That's fair.
The honeybee.
So, right, for once I've actually gotten a good one, because bees actually dance, and
they
so
do.
good at it, because not only, it's not just like some hobby like the bloody killer whales do, it's how they actively communicate, so they have to be pretty good at it and pretty coordinated. So they have like the round dance, which is when they tell bees that there is food within roughly 80 meters and where it is. They have the wiggle dance, which is for more complicated instructions. And that takes into account shit like fucking sundial, time clock shit, like the position of the sun, like magnetic pull of the earth, shit like that.
But this is ballroom dancing.
The wind, yeah, and they use all this sick, like, dance training to translate into some freestyle ballroom, like, to a nice jazz soundtrack that's got, like, kazoos playing to represent the buzz of the honeybee. Yes, because the kazoo represents the buzz of the honeybee.
Well, I heard that one of the judges have a flower in their pocket, so that might be a bit disturbing.
Well, these bees will not be going for the food because they will be using that flower as part of their dance, and that will be like, look, there's a flower over there, and that'll just be like, everyone will see that and they'll be like, wow, they're dancing. But in reality, they are just saying, look, there's a flower over there. But the judges will be like, oh my god, it's the best dance ever. Wow, honeybee, yeah, 10 out of 10. That's my impression of the judges.
Are you trying to win hearts or minds again?
No, this is like the one where I've actually had where I can make a legitimate goddamn argument.
To be fair, that is kind of almost convincing in some weird backwards kind of way.
Not even backwards, forwards way. Plus, right, what is the wiggle dance but the bee gyrating its abdomen, much like the twerk, a popular dance of the 2018.
Yeah, but you don't really do it.
Dance.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't really do that in ballroom, though, do you?
It's modern interpretive ballroom.
Which ballroom style are they practicing to?
Yeah, I'm
What
wondering.
Interpretive.
No. they're
Yeah, that's one of the.
I'm afraid
that's-
interpretive dance isn't included as ballroom.
I think that's number 11 of the 10. I think.
Bolero.
Okay. Wow.
They dance the Solero.
No,
Bolero.
bolero.
Oh, Bolero.
And I'm
sorry.
not convinced they have quite the grace for that.
Wasn't that ice skating anyway?
Yes.
According to Google, it's a type of ballroom.
Okay, right.
I see. So you've been googling your help, have you?
Right, I don't know what
Of
kind
course
of...
he has.
Right, I know about bees and bee dancing, but I don't know shit about ballrooms.
Okay.
So the mosquito.
I think we all know the mosquito is a very passionate insect. Passionate about
Yeah.
murder
Yeah.
and blood. And the one thing that we know about blood and dancing is there's nothing more passionate than tango. Oh, Tango de los Muertos. And with the added element of being able to fly, I think we know this is going to get horny as fuck.
Really? Why do we know that?
Because it's tango, you know. And you got the added third dimension. You're not limited to a two-dimensional plane.
The premise of the tango, they meant to hate each other so much but still love each other.
I don't
They're
know.
meant to
man.
hate each other,
Yeah, and
and then
it-
they can't resist their love.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not very flighty. It's quite a really on the ground.
Can mosquitoes
Yeah.
reflect that?
The tango is supposed to tell a story? What? I thought it was just a dance.
Oh, honey.
Oh, yeah, Belry, you'll know when you've been tangoed.
Yeah, usually I end up feeling really sticky afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly the kind of thing, you know, you feel sticky after you've been
Tangled.
bitten by a mosquito as well. I don't... Look. This is quite a tricky one. But
It's
yeah.
almost the verbal equivalent of someone drowning and clutching at something to try and scrabble out of the water.
Yeah. But you know,
Drowning
there's
in
a lot
honey.
of rubbing of proboscises and things, you know. There's a real buzz about this pair of dancers.
Are they honeybees?
No, they're mosquitoes.
I see.
Also buzz.
Okay. And then finally, Thompson's gazelle.
A pair of Thompson's gazelle have a marvellous advantage in this because they have slender but dexterous long legs and are used to moving quickly and changing direction. So their dance of choice would probably be either a Charleston or a jive. These are both dances where the partners don't need to hold hands, etc. So it works much better for them being quadrupeds. And for the Charleston, it's lots of little moves and jumps and synchronicity, which suits their natural talents perfectly.
So are they dancing on their hind legs, or is this just?
No, they'll be on all fours because we don't want to risk them straining themselves.
Ah, okay.
But for a Charleston, the partners usually dance side by side,
Yeah.
but the hooves need to be in perfect synchronicity. But Thompson's gazelles are fantastic for that.
I see.
Gangnam Style also would have worked.
So, please go to the Dice channel and vote, please.
I'm kind of torn.
Yes, Nat.
I'm ready.
When you think about it, a bee's almost entire existence, its entire form of communicating with each
It's
other
no
is
good trying to
dance.
add extra bits on there.
Yes, it is.
See, I'm still unconvinced by the honeybee.
Oh, you would be gazelle. God,
No,
think-
it's
I
such a
think-
gazelle
mostly-
thing to say.
I think there's
The thing
actually a
is
dance
that-
called the tarantula, but it might be a music piece as well.
That's a tarantella, isn't it?
The
Tarantella, yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
the
Yeah, there is
tarantula-
a piece of music as well.
Yeah.
The tarantella
Yes.
dance is based on the movements of tarantulas.
Mm. See, we've
It's a
got it in the
shame that
bag.
didn't come up in your argument.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually know.
So, are you all
Okay.
ready to vote? Voting in 3, 2, 1, vote.
Gazelle.
Yes!
One for Honeybee!
Someone.
I was
vote.
torn between Gazelle and Honeybee because honeybees do dance, like you say, but
They do.
I just thought
I have
gazelles
a-
would be more graceful.
So Gazelle wins 3 votes to 1, and the 1 vote went to Tarantula. Okay, the final team task is
Woody.
which animal would win the overall cup in volleyball?
Ooh.
They are competing in a standard volleyball tournament with standard side court and balls, so not adapting to the animal.
What are the rules for water and flight?
Water is allowed, and flying is allowed to the maximum animal height. As in maybe
Ooh.
up, not too far, but if they're playing against elephants, they could fly a lot higher, but yeah.
AJ, not gonna lie, I think we're screwed.
Yeah, this
I
is
really want to see the mosquito honeybee one where apparently they can only fly as high as the to the
Yeah,
top
you're
of
screwed
the
as well.
height
They can
of the
only fly
animal.
to the height of their body. That's
So like
fucked.
So
bee mosquito is going to be a really boring game.
let's overrule this and say they're allowed to fly to the height of the net, top of the
Yeah.
net.
Okay.
I don't think that really
Well,
helps in this case.
I want to see them actually do anything with a volleyball. So yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's now the gazelle to start.
Well, gazelles are very agile. They're very quick to change direction on the court. With having the horns, as long as they catch the ball on the top of their top of their head, it should be fine. So if it can just kind of like land there and then they can bounce it straight back over.
Ooh, that's risky though.
Well,
It might
yeah.
get stuck. It might get stuck. That's not
Well,
allowed.
It's much safer there than risking puncturing the volleyball. But basically, they would be able to cover the court absolutely no problem. They're quite good at jumping as well, so they've probably got quite a good shot of getting up high enough to drive the ball down to make it difficult for the opposing team.
And also, that's risky, says the bee that would be squashed underneath the weight of a volleyball.
Yeah, exactly.
There
No,
are
man.
only 2 animals
other
out
kind
of
of
these
insects.
5 that would not be mushed by a volleyball.
Well, let's
I meant it was risky in terms of like it might puncture the volleyball.
let's hear what the
I just
mosquito has
explained
to
how
say.
to avoid that.
What does the mosquito have to say in this?
Look, it's not looking good. I'm not gonna lie. Our one
I've been very optimistic about your choices so far.
our one recourse is to, when the judges aren't looking, fly through the net and sting the other team. But steal their blood, take their power, and hope for the best, and hope that we don't get squashed.
You better hope it's an all-female team then, because the males don't suck blood.
Oh well, yeah, that went without saying.
Yeah, is this men's or
Why
women's
would you have
volleyball?
males in your team?
Exactly.
I see. So what does the honeybee have to add to this?
Right, so honeybees live in swarms, right? So they're pretty good at teamwork from the start. I feel like they have that going for them. And because you have a lot of honeybees, you know that thing that honeybees can do where they form like shapes like hands?
Yeah.
So we
So
can
the-
have
The
5
honeybees
There's
different
like
swarm,
swarms
six
of
of them.
honeybee.
That thing that they never do.
you would just have like 6 floating hands made of honeybees.
Show
flying
me
around.
one picture anywhere of honeybees combined
I mean-
to look like a hand.
I can't because that would be cheating because I'd be using the internet. But and because there'd be so many
Right.
bees forming these hands,
Well, I
they
mean,
wouldn't get smushed because all of the impact and force would be dispersed equally throughout the bees. Like
You
when you
don't-
lie down on a
you don't
bed of
get
nails.
you don't
Right.
get more bees just because they're small. You just get 6.
Nobody said anything about limiting the amount of animals.
That's the many players that are on the court
Yeah,
when you
it's
play volleyball.
typically one
6
animal,
players.
6 players, yeah.
Right. Yous are all being very speciesist to the bee. This game of volleyball, I feel, is rigged from the start.
Right.
Big killer whale and big antelope, I feel, have probably given a lot of donation money to the National Volleyball League and are trying to keep out the little man. Notably, bee, mosquito, and tarantula.
I'm intrigued to know how the tarantula gets on, but if you got anything else to add?
Just that this is bullshit and capitalism is ruining this sport.
Oh, wow.
Tarantulas?
Tarantulas are screwed, aren't they? They're just going to get squashed under the weight of a volleyball. All we can try and do is perhaps fashion nets out of the sticky web.
Do tarantulas have webs?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, all spiders do.
So make nice strong netting kind of webs to try and catch the volleyball, and perhaps somehow swing the ball round to throw it back up. I don't know. Maybe like a makeshift slingshot to try and catch the volleyball in the web and then slingshot it back. It's a very risky process, I'm sure.
Right.
It might get stuck and you will eat it, but I mean...
It's not the worst rationale we've heard.
Nope.
You better know, but it's not without its flaws and risks.
I see. Okay, and finally the killer whale.
Well, I mean, this is a dead giveaway. I mean, have you seen dolphins play with balls? Just think of it as like big dolphins. I mean, they're going to be awesome at it. Just, flipping it around between themselves, just charging up, jumping up, and then just do a spin and flip it with their tail. It's going to be killer smash.
Can you get 3 orcas on a regulation side of a volleyball court, though?
Well, we haven't said how it might be.
I mean, if everything's been regulation for the insects so far, it cuts both ways.
It would probably be 2. It will be enough. It's like beach volleyball.
Would you get one whale on regulation?
Well, that depends on how big the killer whales are. I mean, we haven't said anything.
I'll tell you exactly how big the killer whales are. The killer whale is 4.1 meters high. It's 8.9 meters long, and it's 4 meters wide.
Yep. It's just gonna lie there with its tail and just flipping the ball over.
Well,
Yeah.
It just
a
covers the
volleyball
court.
court
the whole
is
court.
2 9x9 meter halves.
Yep.
So
it will fit. We will fit 2, of
is
course.
there going to be any of the ground showing though? Like, can you?
Automatic win.
Yes. If you hit it, we'll just fix it. And I mean, we get water, so
Okay.
it's just an automatic win for the killer whales. We're just gonna smash it through everything.
In fairness, even if it was a scaled court, I think the orcas have it.
Yep.
So, go to the dice channel and vote, or...
Remember
Though I maintain my gazelle would give themselves a strong showing.
Remember, my insect brethren, a vote for honeybee is a vote against corruption.
Is spoiling our votes.
Vote rigging.
3, 2, 1, vote.
Gazelle.
Oh.
Killer whale.
Yes. 2 for the killer whales and 2 for the gazelle.
Yeah, it is.
It goes
It's the
to Leonidas to choose, but I can't because he's the vote of killer whale.
He is killer
Yes.
whale.
Then we will have a tie in this case.
Honeybee wins by
killer whale.
default.
Now, I just think that tarantula was the most inventive one.
Yes, definitely.
Okay,
I mean-
so the final round. This time you are not restricted by animal. You can choose any animal you wish.
Ooh.
So, if everyone can please write into the dice chat what animal they are going to choose, and then I will roll a dice and decide one of these 5 contests I have in front of me, and I'll draw the top card.
Are we limited by whether they're extinct or not?
Preferably modern day animal, as in something that you could...
They have to be extant.
Yes.
Oh, well, balls. There
As
goes
in,
my
they'd have to be
velociraptor.
something that you could do it somehow in modern day, even though this is all a lie.
Okay.
So, once you've chosen your animal, please put it into dice chat. John, just shout yours when you've chosen.
I've already chosen.
What are you
Yep,
going to have?
I've got mine.
I get mine as well.
Okay.
Do I say it now?
Just
Or?
say now. There's no point.
It's a chimpanzee.
Okay, so John has gone from a chimpanzee.
Mine's a terrible choice, but it's the first animal that came to mind.
Okay, so Dragon has snow leopard. Belry has water bear.
Tardigrade.
Yeah, tardigrade.
It's a microscopic
It's
animal.
the first thing that came
Why
to mind.
on earth would you choose something microscopic?
Because it was the
I
first
don't
animal
think
that came to
tardigrade-
mind.
Best option.
Yeah, I would say another leopard as well, but
So,
It's
Do you want a
worst.
minute to think again?
No, I'm committed.
so we have...
But you could choose any animal in the world, and you've chosen the most ridiculously hard.
It was the first thing that
Right.
came to mind.
Since
It's-
Belry
I mean,
has
if
decided
they're
already to
asking
make this hard for
survival-
himself, I will give him the choice.
Surviving in space.
If that's
Your
context.
choice is 1 to 5.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Number 2. Oh dear.
If it's riding a bike tandem, I've got this in the bag.
Yeah, but if it's surviving in the vacuum of space.
Number 2 was the team task.
Oh no.
Oh, well, that's good. Tardigrades. You can fit a lot of tardigrades in a small space.
But they don't work together.
The final round for this episode of the podcast is the Zulu Vision Song Contest.
Oh no.
Animals lead a song performance backed by other animals of the same type. Rankings to be decided by viewer voting. So, starting with Belry, how would you win a song contest?
So, tardigrades admittedly don't have vocal cords, they can't sing. But they do
That's a
have
bad start.
they do have 4 pairs of legs. So they could play 4 instruments at once. Tiny instruments, yes, but they have tiny microphones as well
But this
to listen
is
to them.
the song contest, better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a song doesn't have to have lyrics. A song can just be the music. It can be
It
an
does have to
instrumental
have
song.
It does have to have lyrics.
Does it say that in the thing?
Usually in this Eurovision Song Contest, it does actually have to have words, so yeah.
Well, there'll be one of the
Or voices.
tardigrades with a voice box thing. You know, it's just got a
one
bunch
they
of
give
voice
to smokers.
samples. What?
One
No, it's got
smokers
no.
have.
It's like a DJ thing, but you know the things that have got you put voice samples on, and then they mix
So
the
they're going to
samples
sample
together.
voices.
Yeah, and they'll make a sick rap.
Don't they have to sing live?
Yep.
Plus,
Well-
how are they going to press the keys on the keyboard? The
It's
microscopic.
a tiny keyboard, John.
A tiny
No.
keyboard.
No. No.
See.
Right, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of banking on an endurance question.
So of all the things we have done as Penance RPG, the thing that breaks us is tardigrades can't sing.
Well, it's true, but they can play lots of instruments because they have
No. How can microscopic things like that play instruments?
Because they have microscopic violins, John.
The tiniest violin in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the world's smallest violin.
Which wouldn't resonate because it's microscopic.
John, are you a sound engineer? I think not.
I feel like 3 of us
Ben,
are.
you're flogging a dead
Yeah.
tardigrade on this.
I think
Right. I'll
there might
admit,
be somebody here who knows anything about sound engineering.
I'll
so,
admit,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I was banking on a question about endurance because tardigrades are pretty good at that. I did not expect the question to be the fucking Eurovision Song Contest.
It's more like X Factor, but yeah.
Yeah,
This is actually in that deck.
This is actually on the deck,
that's true.
but it was
Yep.
also Belry's free choice.
Is
Yes.
it like
Um,
fucking
hang
leopards
on.
or wolves
And,
What
or
I will do,
chimpanzees could
out
say?
of the fairness of my heart, I will tell you what you could have chosen had you actually chosen the other decks. Okay?
If one of them's surviving in space,
The speed choice, which would be number 1, would have got you spinning on the spot.
That would have been
Animals
good
spin as quick,
because,
spin 50 times and complete spins as quickly as possible.
well, that's a good one because they're so small, so the turning circle would be small, therefore they'd be able to
The-
spin rapidly.
Technical deck was... that was number 3. Mechanical bull. Animals taking turns to ride a custom-made plastic mechanical bull.
So would it be a tiny mechanical bull or a full-size mechanical bull?
The
Yeah, you are.
power deck would have been balloon bursting. Animals enter a warehouse of height and length of 200 meters, packed full of balloons to burst as many as possible.
that'd be
Oh.
awesome.
I'd have been so good at that.
And
Chimpanzee would have a whale of a time in there.
And the yellow one was obstacle course. Animals must complete an agility course as pictured with
Wow.
custom-made obstacles. 20 seconds time penalty for each obstacle missed, and it's things like running through tubes and running between flags and all that.
Yeah.
To be fair, I feel like Tardigrade would have had spin in circles on lock, and I think
Yeah,
would have done
and the
pretty good at the mechanical
mechanical
bull.
They would be really great at the mechanical bull.
Especially, yeah.
Tiny. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
it would be like they would notice it.
Singing contest.
singing contest. So we've heard from the tardigrade. Let us now hear from the snow leopard.
Well,
Yes.
snow leopards, despite often being solitary, do have to be able to communicate over long distances to find a mate, and they do talk to their young. So for this contest, I would choose to have a female snow leopard, because she has got a wider range of vocalizations. And she has the added advantage that all cats are very expressive in their voice and in their movements. So she would be able to sell what she was singing incredibly well.
I see. Any other arguments?
I'm just waiting for someone to go, no, that won't fucking work.
Everyone's being quite respectful, it seems.
They do have to be able to have their voice carry over a long distance. They do talk to their young. They can purr like domestic cats. They can growl. I'm not entirely certain what their words would be, but they would certainly get the feeling of the song across.
Okay, but does it have 8 legs?
Why does it need to have 8 legs to
For
sing
playing
with its
4
voice?
instruments.
No.
I think you're a little hung up on this, Belry.
The whole point is that it's a singing contest,
It is a singing contest.
not a instrumentalist contest.
Right,
And in
this was
fairness,
rigged.
if you're looking for something to be majestic on stage, a snow leopard can just sit and have its tail wrapped around its feet and will look absolutely gorgeous, while getting lots of emotion across in its voice.
So, next we have a mountain goat.
Yes. This will be an awesome number performed by 2 brothers mountain goats with the loop pedals. So they will they will do their singing and then loop it and then sing with like sort of a choir by themselves. And they will have a big choir of other mountain goats behind them that will like do a lot of ASMR, scratching hooves, banging horns, like for the rhythm section, and also doing choir stuff like in the chorus stuff, the right notes and stuff like that. And since their natural sound is sort of it will be a natural vibrato to it, and they don't need actually to have a delay on it because it's sort of a natural delay when they sing as well. So it will be a magnificent chorus number with just this big, huge chorus, and then with loop pedals and rhythm sections, stuff like that. So it will take place in the big halls, the big stages of the world. They will be instantly famous for this actual really, really good singing stuff. I mean, it won't be any words or anything like that because it's just gonna be this, and all the real music critics of the world is gonna enjoy it and love it because modern music and stuff like that, it's a break from the standard radio pop that the water bears get out there. So yeah.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
like those arguments.
Next we have the Timberwolf. You've written a song for your Timberwolf already.
Well, I don't think it's making a good argument, AJ.
Yeah, I wasn't that optimistic, to be honest. It'd be metal as hell. Wolves, they're known for their, the howling and whatnot, and it'd really shake up the competition, throw off the sort of standard kind of like mid-tempo sort of cookie cutter pop music that we come to expect from these sort of things.
So they'd be
Like that
more
one
a
year
sort
that
of
Lordy
metal
won
band.
the... Yeah.
So more like a Lordy than a ABBA then.
Yeah, very much.
Next we have... John, what did you choose? Chimpanzee?
Chimpanzees. Well, come on. Chimpanzee. Anyone of a certain age can remember the PG Tips adverts. There was a Christmas advert, actually, where they sang in a choir. So, obviously, they can play instruments, they can dance, they can sing. They've got this in the bag.
Well,
I don't really need to make much more of
They
it.
can shriek.
Song.
Sorry?
They've got it in the bag.
They have got it literally in the PG Tips bag.
They're awfully good at shrieking anyways. So.
Oh, they can sing. Especially Christmas carols. They're very good at Christmas carols.
Yeah, I haven't seen this commercial, but I think that it wasn't perhaps the chimpanzees singing, so...
No, it was. It really, really was. They wouldn't lie to us.
No.
PG Tips would never lie to us.
You really think somebody would go on television and lie just to sell things?
Exactly. That's preposterous.
Yep. That never happens.
No, it nearly never happens anyway.
So, I think has everyone had the chance to argue?
Yeah.
I think so, yes.
So, go to the Dice channel and prepare to vote.
Fuck. I have an answer.
Okay.
I'm not convinced I agree with it, but I have an answer.
Okay. Voting on 3, 2, 1.
Timberwolf, just for the effort he's put into actually making.
Yeah, I forgot to press enter.
Oh, I didn't get in.
I wouldn't exactly call it effort. I loaded up my MIDI drum set and then clicked onto YouTube with a wolf howling compilation.
It's more effort.
It's
than
more than anyone else
made.
did.
Yes.
Well, Dragon, I mean, you could have won if you just had, like, touched my metal heart and you said, yeah, they're really good at the growling. But it didn't come, so
I did say that they growl.
No, you just said they were just
They
doing
purr
sounds and
and they
speaking.
growl.
Purr? You didn't say growl, you said just purr.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so you missed
Fair
that
enough.
one. Yeah.
Oh well. So, the winner is Timberwolf.
Really? The chimps didn't win?
Chimps
Nope.
didn't win, John.
No.
And the water bear didn't.
Did they even get a vote?
I voted
We
for
got
it.
one vote. There was one
Excellent.
vote for Chimps, one vote for the water bear, surprisingly. One vote.
I
one vote for
appreciate the sympathy vote.
Mountain goat. So.
Well, I mean, it was water bears can probably sing as good as any other animals as well. So it just everything would just sound horrible.
They have no means of producing noise.
No, but you came with good explanations for that almost. So yeah.
So
There
we'll
was
end
nothing
this-
good in that explanation.
We will end this episode of Champion of the Wild. If you'd like to see more Champion of the Wild in future, please let us know at Penance RPG. And if there's people who are interested, then we were more than happy to do more of this nonsense. But apart from that, say good night, everyone.
Good
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night, everyone.
Later.
Right, and take care. See you later.
You guys are just lucky it wasn't a spinning in a circle competition.